The Cheating Death Podcast is a comedy, random, and truth-seeking podcast containing information, subject matter, and coarse language which may not be suitable for all listeners. Your discretion in this matter is advised. This podcast is not red versus blue. It's me and you. If you have any questions or comments, email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. On today's episode of the Cheating Death Podcast, we bring to you an episode about Blue Anon, a left-wing conspiracy theory that states Donald Trump is trying to independently take over the entire government. We also provide you with an all-new Annihilation Announcement, a new joke of the episode, and more. So, without further ado, before the top 5, you put your feet up, grab your coffee and your blanket, and let us tell you how to cheat death. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Whether it be QAnon or Blue Anon, the reality behind these conspiracies remains the same. It is made by a bunch of individuals and who may or may not be American that have way too much time on their hands and way too much money in their bank accounts. Understand this, dear listener, that regardless of whether or not you confide in a certain conspiracy theory or not, or whether you believe in them, does not necessarily make you a bad or a good person. What distinguishes between those two distinctions is the fact of thinking, believing versus acting and harming. Do not take a thought that is supposed to be just a thought, just a conspiracy, just a little something fun, and turn it into something completely devastating for the populace at hand. Remember, life is not easy. And this has been your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tag, eine gute Nacht ist deine Reisende und deine Ausländer und deine Allesfresser, deine Cleric of Chaos. And on today's program, the crux, the body of this particular episode is going to be dedicated to the most recent conspiracy theory to come out of left-wing radicalism in the United States of America. Yes, dear listeners, we're talking Blue Anon. Blue Anon, for those uninhibited, is a ridiculously absurd left-wing radicalist conspiracy theory which emanated in around 2016 to 2017 on around the first point of Donald Trump's presidency. It has only increased in nature ever since his re-election to the presidency in 2024 and starting to serve. And understanding this, dear listeners, Donald Trump himself, yes, he is currently president of the United States of America. Yes, he has an administration that could easily double as a haunted house horror trio. He also has a very, very ridiculously orange skin tone. But we take all these things into account. Does that mark up or chalk up to any sort of conspiracy? Not particularly. But if you would believe the radical left and in their absurd notions, you would be able to go on numerous forums that are dedicated to the notion that Donald Trump is attempting a very formal coup d'etat against the United States government in order for him to seize control for himself, i.e. a la Maxime Robespierre in the French Revolution, i.e. Napoleon, i.e. Alexander the Great, i.e. Peter the Great, so on and so forth. Understand this, dear listeners, Donald Trump is not intelligent enough on a significant level to pull this off on his own. Donald Trump may be a little smart. He knows how to piss people off. He knows how to make people angry. And he knows how to get people rallied to vote for him. His cadence, his demeanor, and everything about this man would lead you to believe that this man wouldn't be capable of opening up a jar of peanut butter on his own without the assistance of his vice president or his administration, let alone fully fledge a full-blown conspiracy. I mean, this guy has literally been business bankrupt 6 times. He has been convicted with 34 felonies. Do you really, really think that this is a man that is capable of devising and developing and creating and controlling a conspiracy all on his own? Absolutely not. So who do we have to blame for this? And this is not a support of Trump. This podcast doesn't care for him. This podcast does not care for the current administration. In fact, most would argue that Donald Trump is a charlatan, and I would agree with that. But looking into the specifics of Blue Anon, the fact that the left on the complete radicalistic side went full-blown haywire kooky in their ideas about what was possibly happening in this particular development is sheer insanity. The notion that one man, one very stupid, very regimented man, could do all of this is just beyond the realm of expectation. There is no physical way that this man by himself could do the things that they are suggesting that he is doing, i.e. taking over Congress from the inside out, i.e. taking over the House of Senate from the inside out, trying to change the gerrymandering in certain districts again to ensure a Republican victory in 2028. We have to understand as people that Donald Trump does not represent the vast majority of people. Donald Trump is an error. He is a glitch in the matrix. His presidency is something to where most people will state to you, this is not normal. This is not how normal is. And yet, from 2016 all the way through until 2021, well, basically, election cycle 2016 until the end of his stay in office on the 20th of January 2021, the whole time was just complete chaos and complete confusion. Do you not remember him being suggested for impeachment 3 times? Do you remember all the lovely times? This is literally almost 10 years ago now, and still it feels like it wasn't too far long ago. And now we are stuck with this man for the next 3 years. So what we must do as a people is we have to constantly remind ourselves that this isn't normal. The way the American government is currently functioning is not normal. How Kash Patel behaves is not normal. The fact that he, of all people, has the capability to be the kind of person that he is and still look like he's on 2 lines of coke in his FBI fucking photo? Dude, these people are nuts, okay? Trump, Kash Patel, J.D. Vance, Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's kids, they're all insane. They are all people in whom have a specific way of living and would not be able to survive the slings and the arrows of the mired beast of average life. So the next time you think that this man is capable of taking over the entire United States government, just take a look at what happened with Trump vodka. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump's presidency and Blue Anon? Email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. At the top of today's episode, we promised you a new top 5. So without further ado, our top 5 favorite yogurt flavors. Coming in at number 5, we have peach yogurt. Coming in at number 4, we have cherry yogurt. Coming in at number 3, strawberry yogurt. Coming in at number 2, raspberry. And coming in at number 1, blueberry. What is your top 5 favorite yogurts? Email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. Today's joke has been brought to you by the Cleric of Chaos. I found myself wondering the other day, as I saw a car accident take place and someone get completely mangled in the wreckage, if somebody burns to death, do you get a discount on the cremation? The very notion that a left-wing conspiracy on the radical side is such that Donald Trump is attempting to seize complete control of the United States government may not necessarily be considered asinine, but it is a little bit idiotic, especially considering the nature and the circumstances by which the House of the Senate and the Congress operates. It would be feasibly next to impossible for him to seize complete control over the entire federal United States government. Of course, there are some caveats to this. There could be some secret observers in Congress, and there might be some people with their hands in the bucket in the Senate, but in reality, you gotta look at it this way. Is there any way, shape, or form that one man could severely coup d'etat the entire United States? I don't think so. I mean, who knows? It could happen, but that is one of the reasons why the Blue Anon conspiracy exists. Thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. The Cheating Death Podcast is brought to you by Nach dem Leben CRDVC, Chaos Arm Records, and CR Deutschland. If you'd like to support the program, you may do so at the links in the episode's description. If you'd like to follow the program, you may do so at twitter.com/weallcheatdeath or twitter.com/clericofchaos, and email us any questions or comments to thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. Please visit and follow our friends at the links in the episode's description as well, and listen to their fine programming. And if you or anyone you know is experiencing psychiatric duress, please call 1-800-273-8255 or dial 988 from your mobile phone in the US or Canada. If you're experiencing domestic violence, call 1-800-799-7233. And if you're looking at adopting a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit your local animal adoption and rescue center. Remember, life is never going to be easily explainable, even with the biggest of textbooks and the largest of dictionaries and the sizable thesaurus at your whim. It is not easy for us to navigate life without having at least a little bit of tumultuousness and or chaos. But remember, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together.